one of your signed customer agreements was challenged tomorrow, could you prove not just that someone clicked sign, but who signed it, how their identity was verified, exactly what they signed, and whether the document was changed afterwards? For regulated businesses, that distinction matters. Identity verification often happens in one system, AML screening in another, and electronic signing somewhere else. When compliance, legal, or a regulator asks for evidence, teams may be left reconciling multiple vendors and audit trails. Shufti Qualified Electronic Signature brings identity proofing and qualified signing into the same onboarding journey. The customer verifies their identity, receives a qualified certificate, and signs for a browser-based experience, while your business retains the evidence connecting that verified individual to the signed agreement. Let's walk through it. We're going to start with the configuration, moving through the customer experience, and finishing with the verification report. Once we select qualified electronic signature, the first decision is how we want to establish the signer's identity. Shufti supports 3 identity proofing journeys for QES. The first is facial biometrics plus document check. The customer submits an identity document and completes facial verification, while Shufti performs document and biometric checks to establish that they are the genuine holder of that identity. The second is facial biometrics plus document and NFC check. For supported e-passports and identity cards, data can be read directly from the NFC chip and combined with facial biometrics verification, providing an additional high-assurance identity route. And the third is existing ID check. Customers with a supported electronic identity can use the existing eID to establish their identity before moving into qualified signing. So you can select the route that best fits your market, customer population, and assurance requirements. For this demonstration, we'll continue with facial biometric plus document check. So let us click through. From here, we move into the verification settings. Some of the settings are locked to ensure you remain compliant with baseline level identity proofing. So, for example, the kind of verification is locked, but the journey can be configured in terms of the country. We select the country for which we want to receive the customer document proof from. We can also select the language. This determines which language is presented throughout the verification experience. I'm going to leave this as English. The customer will have the possibility to change this through the verification link as well. Next, we can also set a verification URL limit, controlling how long the generated link remains valid. The default time is 60 minutes, so I'm going to leave this as such. We also have a callback URL, which is an URL on which Shufti will notify you of any change regarding the verification status. And you can also add a customer ID, and that unique identifier is used to authenticate the user with their enrolled profile. So that can let you connect the verification to specific customer IDs. Next, under additional configurations, we can also select duplicate account detection, and Shufti will then detect duplicate account users using biometric technology. Let's click through to the next page. Over here, we can configure the document verification requirements. We can select the identity documents customers are allowed to use, such as an ID card or a passport, and we can also define additional data extraction and verification. For example, we can also perform age verification, so I'm going to put an minimum age range of 18, maximum 90. And we can also allow document expiry monitoring. I will deselect full address as the address is not provided on the document that I'll be using for my demo. And once we have finished this, we simply need to click on the next button. The flow can also include multi-factor authentication, adding another authentication step before qualified signing. So I'm going to enter my phone number for this step. I'm going to change the country. And then we can click through to configuring our qualified electronic signature settings. Finally, under qualified electronic signature, we need to enter the recipient's email. In this case, I'm going to use my work email. And over here is where we can upload the document that needs to be signed. We are going to click Finish. And once the configuration is complete, we can now see on the screen the verification URL. And from here, I'm going to show you the user journey. This is the experience your customer sees. Importantly, it doesn't have to feel like a separate third-party process. The customer-facing journey can be customized with your brand colors, text instructions, or other journey content. You can also configure the language over here. So if the user wants to see the instructions in a different language, such as Dutch, for example, the text will be displayed in Dutch. Furthermore, they can very quickly switch to completing the journey on their mobile devices by scanning this QR code, and it will be a seamless transition from the desktop experience to the mobile experience. The customer will then need to consent to the terms before beginning the verification. So I'm going to click through, and right now the first MFA is displayed on the screen. I will need to enter a verification code that I received on my email address. So I'm going to do this now. And now I can select what document type I want to present for the verification. For my demo, I'm going to choose a passport. Now on the screen, I can see instructions as to how I should display my document to the camera, and also indications on avoiding glare, expired documents or blurred documents, and distant capture. So now I'm going to perform the verification with my document. I'm now going to click continue. Now Shufti has extracted using OCR my information from my passport, and I can confirm that everything is correct, so I'm going to click next. Now I will be performing facial verification. Behind the whole experience, Shufti performs facial matching, liveness, and of course document checks with protections designed to identify threats such as presentation attacks, deepfakes, or injection attacks. And of course this happens through the same experience. So I'm going to now do the facial verification, showcasing my document as well. Once identity verification is complete, the customer moves into the qualified signing stage. So I can see here the name of the document that I need to sign. I can also look at the document and read it before I sign it. And then I just need to click continue. Before the qualified certificate is issued, customers are informed that the relevant identity proofing evidence will be shared with EvoTrust, which is our partner, and the customer provides the required authorization and reviews the agreement before they sign. So I'm just going to click through, and now I will receive my SMS OTP so I can confirm. So behind the scenes, what has happened is a single qualified certificate has been issued for the signing session, and the cryptographic signature has been applied to the document hash, and that binds the verified signer to the certificate and the specific document together. And once all the process is complete, the customer, the end user, will receive confirmation that the document has been successfully signed. So from their perspective, the journey is simple. They verify their identity, review the document, authorize the signature, and the process is then complete. I'm now going to show you the verification report that you receive within the Shufti Global Trust platform. So let's click proceed. The customer completes the journey, your business receives the full verification record. So we just need to go into our report section. And over here we can see the latest verification. I'm going to click through. And this is the detailed report. To be able to view the full information, I'm going to click on Show PII Data. At the top of the report, we can immediately see that the verification has been successfully completed and accepted. We also have the request reference, the customer ID, completion time, verification service, and achieved assurance level. So the level of assurance is substantial in this case. The report then provides device and IP and network signals associated with the session. In this example, there has been an IP and time zone mismatch, which is to be expected as I'm using a VPN service. But of course, these haven't automatically caused the verification to fail. Instead, they just provide additional context for the risk teams when a session requires closer review. We can see the visitor fingerprint ID. We can also see browser information such as the browser time zone, the current time of the browser, user agent, and of course the threat level, which is low in this case. We move into the facial biometrics verification information, and the report retains the evidence captured during the journey together with the results of the biometric check. So as you can see, it has checked against the deepfakes. It has checked for facial liveness. It has checked that I was holding the document in my hand, and it also surfaces a duplicate account as I had performed another verification in the past. So all of this can be visible in the report. This tells the business that the biometric evidence may be linked to another verification record, giving the compliance teams a specific relationship to investigate. Further down, we have the information regarding the document verification and everything that has been checked, the issue date, document originality, document type consistency, visual integrity, and so on. We can also see on the screen the document extracted data. This shows the structured information read from the document, such as name, date of birth, document number, nationality, issue date, and expiry date. And this gives reviewers both the extracted data and underlying evidence in the record. The report also records the additional authentication used in this journey. It records the MRZ data breakdown over here. And you can see the document front side as well over here. You can see further down the email MFA verification. And next we have the qualified electronic signature section. This is where the identity proofing journey connects directly to the signed agreement. We can see the signer's name, certificate issuer, serial number, validity period, qualified timestamp, and the exact document that was signed. We can also see previous retry attempts, if there have been any retries, and further down we have a video recording of the full experience. For audit purposes, you can see the recording here as well. Next we have a facial match score, so everything above 70% or 65%, this gives us a signal that there is a high likelihood of precise face match on the document. We can see side-by-side face and the document front side. Further down we can see any other linked verification attempts in detail. And to conclude, we can see the verification timeline. I can expand this and I can see exactly all the steps that the customer went through from the moment the verification was initiated to the moment it was approved, and timing as well. And we can see finally some general data about the verification. So if legal, compliance, or risk later need to reconstruct the signing event, they have the identity evidence, authentication results, device and network signals, previous attempts, qualified certificate, signed agreement, and audit history in the same record. And for the integration, the evidence package can also be returned directly into your own systems. That's really the key point. With QES, the signature is only one part of the trust decision. The value comes from being able to connect that signature back to the verified individual and having the evidence to prove it. So, bringing the complete journey together. Shufti QES combines identity proofing and qualified electronic signing in one connected customer flow. You can choose between facial biometric plus document check, facial biometric plus document and NFC check, or existing eID check. You can configure the journey around your markets and customers, including country, language, accepted identity documents, data verification requirements, customer ID, and duplicate account detection. The customer-facing experience can be adapted with your brand colors, customized text, and instructions as well. For document handling, you can choose between document upload and provide document hash, including a model where the sensitive agreement remains entirely within your environment. Customers verify and sign for a browser-based experience without needing a native signing application, a smart card reader, or a traditional PIN provisioning. Qualified certificate issuance and signing are powered by our partner EvoTrust, an EU-qualified trust service provider on the EU Trusted List. And the resulting qualified electronic signature receives recognition across all 27 EU member states under eIDAS with the legal effect of a handwritten signature. Behind every signature, you retain the evidence connecting the signer, identity proofing process, qualified certificate, and signed document, all within the wider Shufti Global Trust platform. Qualified signing doesn't have to sit outside your onboarding journey. With Shufti QES, identity proofing, authentication, and legally recognized signing become part of one connected process with the evidence your compliance, risk, and legal teams need behind every signature. If QES is part of your onboarding requirements, speak with Shufti to see how it can fit in your customer journey. And this is the first episode of the Innovation Drop by Shufti. In the next episode, we'll look at transaction trust monitoring and how Shufti helps businesses understand risk beyond onboarding. Make sure you catch the next Innovation Drop.